Gentlemen, this is Mantelligence. As usual, you've got me, Beardy. Together with my colleague Kay and our pal Larry, I recently met a girl and really wanted to talk to her, but I was scared of saying the wrong thing. Then I remembered that we had already made a video on questions to ask a girl you like.
Did you follow those tips, Beardy?
Yes, I did. I especially liked the question, what's the craziest, most spontaneous thing you've ever done? I found out that she liked the same things I did, and that led me to ask her out.
Ooh, it looks like someone's got a date. Let me guess, Genevieve?
Well, yes, I've got a date, but I'm not saying with whom.
Oh, all right. It's okay. I'm so happy for you, no matter what, Beardy. I suppose that means that the tips from our last video are effective. And so that's why I thought it's such a good idea to make another video so we can add more to those good questions to ask a girl you like. And since we really want to do better this time, we'll also be sharing one question you should never ask her.
This video will also be a big help if you're learning how to talk to girls at parties.
Correct. Now, without further ado, let's get to it.
Number 10. What was the highlight of your week? Hey, Kay, how many times have you met someone who asked you, so what do you do for a living?
Ugh, I've lost count already.
I know how you feel. I've met several who asked me the same thing. Even though the other person is genuinely interested in getting to know me, hearing the same question again and again gets kind of boring.
Not to mention, it's also a closed-ended question that could lead to an awkward silence. Instead of asking this question, you can ask, what was the highlight of your week? That's a tip on how to attract 99% of girls. Who knows, maybe the most interesting thing that happened to her this week was at work. In that case, you won't have to ask the most boring question ever.
Hey, we have more tips on how to attract 99.9% of girls. Check out this video where we talk about them. Number 9. What decade do you think you belong to? The best questions to ask a girl are questions that aren't too personal for her. The main reason why you're asking her questions is so you can start a conversation with her.
Of course, you should ask questions that are engaging and at the same time interesting, just not too prying. When you ask her what decade do you think you belong to, you'll see her pause for a bit and contemplate her answer. She'll want to give a good answer that shows her personality and her interests. It's that simple. Number 8. What was one of your fondest childhood memories? Guys, I'll let you in on a secret. Girls love to talk about their families, especially if they had a happy childhood. Girls like to remember the happy memories from their youth.
You know what, Kay? I couldn't agree more on that one. I love to talk about my childhood too. Did you know I used to go to the zoo a lot? That's why I'm so fond of our pal Larry here. I always get reminded of my childhood whenever Larry's around.
Aw, Beardy, that's such a cute story. And a great tip on how to impress a girl. Share your childhood experiences.
Number 7. What's your favorite hidden spot in the city? One of the really cool questions to ask a girl is what her favorite spot in the city is. This is a great way you can get to know her more and figure out what her interests are. This is one you can ask through text, and frankly, this is how to text a girl you like. You ask her this type of thing so you can discover where to bring her when you finally ask her out.
You know what, Beardy? If a random guy asked me that, I would be hesitant whether I'd want to share that information with him. See, a hidden spot is something I guard for myself. It's like a secret haven that I can run to whenever I want to escape. So when a guy is asking this question, I might not give the real answer to this. Unless, of course, he's someone that I'm interested in. If that's the case, then that means I'd want to share that secret spot with him and hopefully bring him there too. You know what? We have more tips on how to text a girl you like in another video. Check it out here.
Number 6. What's one event in your life that made you a stronger person? Look, guys, there are certain questions to ask a girl you like that may elicit a personal response that could sometimes be emotional for her. So, what questions to ask a girl should you be careful of? This one in particular. The reason for this is that it could be a painful event in her life that she's still recovering from. It could be the death of a parent or even a previous heartbreak.
The important thing you have to know, especially when you ask them such questions, is that you should always be prepared to listen to their response, especially when things get serious. So if you ask this question, be empathetic with how she feels and give her some encouraging words. It just might be something that she needs to hear. Plus, she'll definitely like you more if you're a good listener who actually tries to understand where she's coming from.
Would you look at that? We're already halfway through our list. And don't forget, we're still sharing the one question you should never ask a girl at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Now, let's get back at it.
Number 5. What's the best advice that your parents ever gave you? Here's one of the many personal questions to ask a girl you like. This may produce an emotional response, especially if the topic is sensitive to her. You may have to thoroughly think if this is how to talk to your crush.
The trick to asking this is to be genuinely curious and not have a judgmental tone. It's one of our tips on how to make a girl fall in love with you fast. When you ask a girl this question, you'll quickly discover something about her interests and how close she is with her parents, which is good information to have. For more tips on getting a girl to fall in love with you fast, check out our video that already has over 2 million views. Number 4. If you only had 1 week to live, how would you spend it? I think I'd spend my life savings on just about anything I want, eat everything I want, and go everywhere I can. How about you, Kay?
I think I'd spend it with the people I care about the most and make sure we have plenty of memories together.
Oh, I'd do that too. I think Larry would eat all the bananas he can get.
This question may sound a little morbid when you ask it, but it's actually pretty insightful. It's also one of the easiest conversation starters that you can use if you want to learn how to flirt with a girl. Number 3, what's the coolest place you've ever visited? This is one of the best questions to ask a girl you like, especially if she loves to travel and go to new places.
If you discover that she hasn't had the opportunity to travel, you can ask her where she wants to go if she could. I use this conversation starter all the time. It helped me to get better at understanding how to talk to girls. Number 2, what's your favorite part about being an adult?
Ah, yes. Questions about adulting. Of course, like some of the other questions here in our list, this one can be asked through text. However, keep in mind that this question can be tricky, so you should be familiar with the texting rules every guy should know if you decide to ask this. Once you are, you can now get her insight regarding her favorite part about being an adult. What's your favorite part, Beardy?
I think it has to be being able to earn my own money and do everything I want with it.
Oh, definitely. I have to agree with that. Find out more of the texting rules every guy should know in this amazing video we published previously.
Number 1, what's the most important item on your bucket list? Another tip on how to talk to girls is to ask her about her bucket list. Everybody's got a bucket list. For most people, it's to see the world. Now, find out if she's like most people. You can use this as a way to get to know her and see if you both have the same hobbies and interests.
You can also use this as a way to decide where you should take her on your first date. Hello, instant date idea there. Wow, we're done with the questions you should ask. Now let's talk about the one thing you should not ask a girl you like. Never, in any instance, ask a girl, "How old are you?" Why? Because it's rude, and some women are sensitive about this question.
Dude, just don't. You have to wait until she's comfortable enough to open up about that topic with you. And once she starts sharing this information with you, make sure you don't forget it. You don't want to ask her after she's already told you. Do you know any other questions to ask a girl you like? Let us know in the comment section below. Gentlemen, don't forget to check out our other video on the best questions you should ask a girl you like. In that video, you'll learn more of our other powerful conversation starters to ask, and we're pretty sure they'll be great to use on a girl you like. Don't get left behind. Almost 1.9 million people have already watched this sensational video. See for yourself why they did. This is Mantelligence. Thanks for watching.